Hey gardeners, I'm back for a quick video. I just want to do a short video showing what has happened to my plum tree. So the plum tree behind me is about 10 to 15 years old, and it usually produces a lot of fruit. Last year the tree was exploding with fruit. I couldn't keep up with how much fruit was on it. I want to say we probably got 25 gallons of fruit off the tree. And then last year also for our area was the worst summer for the amount of heat and the intense heat. So we had like 30 days of 120-degree weather or 120-degree plus weather. So we lost one of the branches that was right here. And at the time I just attributed it to the intense heat and that it couldn't keep with the heat, even though, you know, I was watering constantly. However, over the winter, I noticed there were a couple more branches that we were losing. And in the springtime, even though everything mostly flowered and I do have fruit on the tree, it was still looking pretty bad. So behind me, you can see, and I'll show a better picture, but all of the branches that we ended up having to take off. So I called in my tree friend who lives in the area, and he came in and kind of looked it over. And he's not an expert for treating diseased trees, but he did notice some of the signs of insect borers that were infesting the tree. So we ended up losing, I don't know how much, but several branches of the tree, maybe 20%, 25% of the tree was already dead or gone. So we're trying to save the tree, and we cut off all the dead branches. And then I just want to show some of the products that we're going to use. I don't know how well this is all going to work, or if we're going to be able to save the tree. I hope we save the tree. I don't care if we don't get any fruit this year, because we are using some insecticides on the tree. Thus, you know, I don't know how much fruit you want full of insecticide. So this is part of a branch that we end up losing. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 branches off of it. We probably could have cut it back even further. We were just talking about how far back to go, but clearly these were all dead, so we may even take that off later. But I'm going to confirm when I load this video. But this is what my friend was talking about, these weeping spots that he identified is how the tree was under attack, which I'm not a tree expert, so I never even A, saw them, or B, realized that meant that the tree was under attack. So you can kind of see it in different spots throughout the tree. And then you can also see like the branches over here are a lot more pale yellow green versus the ones that are top, which are still healthy, a dark green. But if you can, I can see at the tippy top, there's even a little bit of yellow green leaves up there. So again, I hope we have caught this in time just to save the tree. So we ended up cutting this one off, this one here off, and several over there, and like one in the center up high we ended up taking off. But so here's like another one of the weeping points, and you can just see how sad and pathetic these leaves look. I mean, normally I would have cut those off at the beginning of spring. These suffer like new growth, but right now I'm just using it as a gauge to see how well the tree survives. And then over here, this is how much we ended up having to cut out of the tree, which is for us so devastating, because this is our little baby tree that we've had for so long. So you want to spray this over the branch that you cut off. And then I actually talked to somebody at Home Depot to kind of advise me what to get. And so this is what we are getting to put in the tree, or to feed the tree, to protect against these insects that are attacking the tree. And you just mix it up with water, and you pour it around the base of the tree, and then the tree takes it up through the roots to treat the tree that way. So if you use this, just follow the instructions on the back. I ended up having to get a second container. It tells you how to measure. You measure the diameter of the tree, and it tells you so many ounces per inch of the tree. And for this one, it's not that big around at the base of the tree, but they tell you to measure about 4.5 feet above the ground. And then if you have multiple branches, which this does, then you measure the diameter of each of your branches, add that up, and then you multiply. I think it was 0.75, but read your directions if you're doing this in ounces, and then you mix that with water and you pour it in. So we were like 10 ounces short last night, so I got more. I'm just going to mix it up and pour it around the tree this morning. And then they also suggested this. It's a spectricide, malathion, kills insects. So we got a separate pump sprayer for this, mixed this up according to the directions, and then we sprayed the entire tree, all of the leaves of the tree. And again, so it was getting on the fruit. And like I said, if I don't care about losing the fruit this year. I just want to save the tree. And then lastly, they asked or suggested that to use some vitamin B1 on it. And it says on here, it doesn't actually say for mature trees, so I'm just going to go by using what was it? It says bare rootstock, roses, fruit, and shade trees. Now this says just mix 1 tablespoon with 1 gallon of water, and then to saturate the ground around the trunk of the tree. So I'm gonna kind of do this in stages. I'm gonna finish with the tree and shrub protect feed. This is what's going around the base of the tree also, and then goes up through the tree to treat the tree from the inside out. And then tomorrow I'm going to do the vitamin B1, and then they also suggested doing that like 4 different applications throughout the month. So once a week, to try and just rejuvenate the tree and give it some extra nutrients to hopefully survive this attack. So in the 12 to 15 years that we've had this tree, I've never had any insects invade the tree like this. So it was new to me, and I had to get some help on treating it. And I'll throw in some examples of what this is treating for and what we noticed on the tree, so signs to look for. And then I'll show how much we took off the tree, and then hopefully, you know, maybe give an update later on to show how and if this is going to work. So yeah, last year was a bad year. We lost 2 of our cactus out front. I lost 2 barrel cactus, and then that was from the heat, which again I didn't realize, because it's a cactus. We're in the desert. You don't really water your cactus. And I also know that the area that the cactus were in, or cacti, was right near our leach field. So there was always extra, I guess, nutrients in the ground, what do you want to call it, natural fertilizer for any of the plants out front. So it never dawned on me to need to water the cacti. So again, not an expert on cacti, but if there's going to be another extreme heat in the desert here, we're always in a drought, so I guess keep a better eye on your cactus. I don't know, I'm still tempted. They're still laying out front. I'm tempted to cut back all the dead growth and repot it and just see what happens. I mean, if nothing happens, I throw it away later instead of now. But Anyway, so that's what I have to share with you guys. Again, if you find this content useful or entertaining even, give it a thumbs up. It'll help me and help the channel, and I appreciate the support. So thanks for watching.